Tonight on Cronkite News, smoky air. The fire that caused the poor air quality and the signs to look out for to stay safe.
Plus, clearing the zone, the latest ruling by a judge over when the zone has to be cleared for good. We have the back and forth.
And the Diamondbacks win Game 1 in the playoffs. The key plays that got the Snakes in the win column. Good evening and welcome to Cronkite News. I'm Alex DaCosta.
And I'm Deanna Pistono. Thank you for joining us.
Since last weekend, residents in the Northeast Valley have been dealing with effects of a green waste fire at the Salt River landfill.
Despite the fire being reduced to a smolder, the smell is making it all the way to central Phoenix. This photo was taken this morning, and you can see all the haze laying over the valley area. The main concern for residents is the health effects that could result due to the poor air quality. Stacey Mortensen with the American Lung Association spoke about the possible symptoms residents could experience.
People will experience possible wheezing, shortness of breath. They might find that they're having difficulty taking a good breath, chest heaviness, lightheadedness, and any dizziness. Those would be telltale signs.
Mortensen said these symptoms could be more severe for high-risk groups with pre-existing conditions, adding that it could take up to 48 hours for the symptoms to occur.
Now we turn to our Jordy Fee Platt with a look at the conditions this is leaving Arizona with. Jordy?
That smoke you're smelling from the landfill fire is causing some bad air quality right now. As you can see there, we're in the unhealthy for some category in the air quality index, which means high-risk individuals are needing to stay inside as much as possible. Limit that outdoor activity. If you are an older adult or a child or an at-risk individual, please stay inside as much as possible with that damage potentially to your lungs. And it won't go away anytime soon the next couple days. In terms of the wind speed, if you look there in Phoenix, it's going to be pretty minimal. So try and stay inside at least until Saturday morning when it should start to clear up, because that smoke's going to be hanging around and causing that air quality to remain pretty low. I'll be back with more from the Cronkite Weather Center in just a bit, but back to you.
Thanks, Jordy. We may have to deal with the smoke for a while here in the valley. And something else we're used to dealing with, the extreme heat.
Trees help cool things down in the summer, but imagine if you live in a neighborhood without them. Reporter Zach Bradshaw and videographer Hunter Ford tell us about a city program that is bringing more green to the valley neighborhoods. Zach joins us now, and Zach, this program is geared towards a really specific group.
Thanks, Deanna. Tree and shade cover can be difficult to find here in the valley, but it's even harder for residents who live in underserved communities, particularly those who live in qualified census tracts, areas with a poverty rate of 25% or more. But government programs are set up to increase tree and shade equity to mitigate valley heat.
Scorching hot asphalt and sweltering streets are nothing new to Phoenix residents, but some neighborhoods deal with extreme temperatures more than others. This neighborhood map from American Forests shows us that impoverished communities have scarce amounts of shade coverage. This South Phoenix neighborhood with a poor tree equity score has a poverty rate of 74%, while people of color make up 96% of its residents. Compare with this North Phoenix neighborhood that has a poverty rate of 14%, where people of color make up only 2% of its residents. The neighborhood received a perfect tree equity score. Heat intensifies when the sun hits cement, asphalt, and other surfaces, which can make temperatures an average 15 degrees warmer than the surrounding desert. Qualified census tracts have a lack of shade coverage, which makes these areas more susceptible to extreme heat.
Tree canopy cover is not distributed equally across the city. There are areas in the city that have more trees and areas that have less trees. And unfortunately, areas that would need the trees the most, such as low-income neighborhoods, South Phoenix, those areas traditionally have the lowest tree canopy cover.
Phoenix's Office of Heat Response and Mitigation has a program to plant trees and build shade structures at public areas. The grant program seeks to advance fairness in communities that have higher populations of people of color and higher rates of poverty.
You know, there's just like, it's just a hotter kind of like harder life than in other parts of the city, which aren't as hot and aren't as shaded.
Schools and neighborhoods located in qualified census tracts can apply for grants to pay for trees, planting supplies, and construction services. The goal is to increase the city's canopy coverage to roughly 25% by 2030. The city said an increase in shade can lower temperatures while reducing water and energy consumption.
we have a lot of tools to give away. We just need people to apply to these grants. We're just very, very excited to get the money out there.
Applications to fund urban shade structures can be found online at phoenix.gov/heat. The city encourages schools and neighborhoods to apply for the grant because everyone knows that in the Valley of the Sun, everyone could use a little bit of green.
Neighborhoods can apply for up to $2,000, while schools can get up to as much as $75,000. The first deadline to apply is early January. In Phoenix, Zach Bradshaw, Cronkite News.
Thank you, Zach. We take a quick turn to sports as the Arizona Diamondbacks won the first game of their wild card series against the Milwaukee Brewers last night. The team's first playoff win in 6 years did not disappoint as the D-backs hit 3 home runs off a strong Brewers bullpen for a 6-3 victory. Arizona was down 3 runs in the 5th. Corbin Carroll hit this one to the right center field, becoming the youngest Snake to hit a homer in the postseason. And Ketel Marte was right behind him with a shallow homer to right field. We will have more details and reactions to Tuesday's win later in sports.
Earlier this morning, the Arizona Republic reported the team also has extended the contract of general manager Mike Hazen. Last month, there was speculation that Hazen could leave the D-backs to be the head of baseball operations for the Boston Red Sox. The contract keeps Hazen in AZ through the 2028 season with a club option in 2029. The rumor that Kari Lake is running for the U.S. Senate is now official. Earlier this week, Lake officially filed paperwork to run. Senator Kyrsten Sinema occupies the seat Lake is running for. The Republican most recently ran for governor, but lost to Katie Hobbs. Lake is not the only candidate running for Sinema's seat. Pinal County Sheriff Mark Lamb has declared candidacy for the U.S. Senate.
A Phoenix judge says the city must continue to clean up a homeless encampment known as the Zone by a court-ordered deadline. Back in September, the court said the zone must be cleaned up by November 4th, but Phoenix leaders claimed they needed until April 2024 to do an adequate job. But the judge denied that request.
Coming up next, celebrating National Hispanic Heritage Month. The way Hispanic students are navigating college here at ASU. The challenges they face and steps they are taking to further their education.
This is CN to Go. I'm Emily Olson with your Wednesday news briefing.
Do you want to create innovative content for Cronkite News? Do you enjoy listening to podcasts? Then CN to Go is for you. Cronkite News to Go is a podcast where students cover the latest headlines. Students become audio producers and hosts and will learn how to write, record, and edit stories. You can listen to the latest episodes on these platforms.
Ain't no time for imitation, ain't no time for playing. I'm just gonna do me.
Know what I'm saying?
Try to stay out of trouble.
Where's the fun in that? You know how ladies can be.
I'ma do what I do.
Stream the best of PBS on any device with the PBS Video app. All your favorite drama, history, science, news, and documentaries, all in one place. Watch your PBS station live or catch up on the shows you missed. Discover new favorites from PBS and locally produced shows from your station.
Sign in and start streaming today.
And that's the way it is. Monday, September.
Newscasting has changed a lot since the time of Walter Cronkite. That's why here at the Walter Cronkite School of Journalism, you can learn the studio production skills of today in real time. Whether you want to work audio, direct, technical direct, design graphics, or you can even run the floor. It's all part of the Television Production and Graphics Lab here at the Walter Cronkite School of Journalism. We're going on in 3, 2,
Welcome back. We're in National Hispanic Heritage Month, and numbers show Hispanic enrollment at Arizona State University continues to grow.
But as our Adriana Gonzalez Chavez reports, many of these students overcame big challenges in pursuing higher education, but they found a way to accomplish their dreams.
1 in 4 undergraduate students at ASU identifies as Hispanic or Latino. This is equal to more than 27,000 students at the university. Born and raised in Chihuahua, Mexico, Ivan Quintana moved to the U.S., seeking more opportunities. He graduated with 2 degrees in criminal justice and public policy from ASU in May of 2022.
It makes me feel very proud that there's room for not just me during this month, but for everybody to be part of the celebration.
Nicole Ortega's family comes from Guadalajara, Jalisco, Mexico, and she's the first in her family to go to college.
I feel that the Hispanic community is not represented as it should be, and films like this one bring light to students like us and have worked very hard and have experienced things that maybe many others may not have, but have still been successful.
Quintana and Ortega are featured in the College Tour in Español, a short film that highlights their struggles and perseverance.
To inspire other students to persevere and put in that effort to enter and know that they can do it like us and pursue their dreams and know it is possible.
Part of the Hispanic Heritage Month celebrations, ASU released the film. Veronica Sanchez, the media relations director at ASU, explains how rewarding it can be to honor Latinx success.
We need Latinos in the workforce. We need them educated, and it's just going to be an incredible thing to offer this to our families.
Quintana looks forward to making a difference.
People from our community that go all over the state of Arizona, taking what they learn here at the institution and then practicing it to make better and more resilient communities across the state.
Hispanic Heritage Month began September 15th and ends on October 15th. In Glendale, Adriana Gonzalez Chavez, Cronkite News.
In a major announcement today, President Biden announced the government would be canceling more than $9 billion in student loan debt. The announcement comes the same month that student loan payments began after a 3-year hiatus. This relief is expected to help more than 125,000 people who have worked in a public service for a decade or qualified for an income-driven repayment program. 11,000 Arizonans are set to qualify, according to the Arizona Democratic Party.
Well, we're almost a few weeks into fall, but it still feels like summer here in the valley. Our Jordy Fee Platt joins us now with how long the temperatures will stick around.
Taking a look at our late evening, early morning forecast Wednesday night into Thursday, you can see those temperatures throughout the valley and some really nice high 60s temperatures out in the eastern part of the valley. Chandler, that low of 66, Gilbert, the low of 69. It stays around the triple digits, though, still remaining very hot as we head into October. This weekend is going to be pretty hot here in the valley. Taking a look at the low temperatures, if you want to escape the heat, you should head up to Flagstaff. Look at that, 34 degrees, approaching freezing up there, and then nearly a 40-degree difference in terms of the low temperature in Phoenix. Just amazing what this state can do in terms of temperatures. As we look at the highs, Phoenix returns to the triple digits, 100 degrees on Thursday. That will continue into the weekend. High of 86 in Sedona, high of 72 in Flagstaff. So again, really nice temperatures if you can go up north. Taking a look at the 8-day forecast. Ooh, it's going to be a hot one this weekend. 104 is the high on Friday, 101 the high on Saturday. Heading into next week, it'll cool down just a bit. Those lows are really, really nice. 74, 73, much more pleasant. But we're getting a return to the heat and a lot of sun, no chance of rain. So make sure you're prepared out there for those in the valley. From the Cronkite Weather Center, I'm Jordy Fee Platt.
And Reese Andrew joins us now with what is coming up next in sports. Hey, Reese.
Hey, Alex. Coming up, I'll have your Cronkite Sports Report. We'll have an exclusive look at our special pregame show airing this Thursday. Stay with us to find out how the Sun Devils are gearing up to face primetime and the Buffaloes this Saturday.
We tell ourselves stories as a nation.
These stories need to be highlighted. They need to be explored.
We're the dreamers.
How serious is America's commitment to looking at its history? How can we learn from the past?
Douglas said, you're going to look me in the eye and see my humanity.
It's illuminating. I'm seeing the expansiveness of my history.
It's pretty great.
There's so much richness to Black life and Black culture.
I think the story of Muslims in America is the story of America.
Tonight, they are free.
I cannot imagine how excited he must have been.
It's a wonderful feeling. This is why we do this.
It makes me even more committed to struggling for a better world.
Here at the TV Production and Graphics Lab, we are behind the scenes making the news happen. Gain experience in the control room directing, teledirecting, and rolling the audio of every Cronkite News show. Run the floor and work in a professional environment, honing your skills for the future. Create graphics that will be seen by the local community on Arizona PBS. Be a part of the bloodline that makes the Cronkite News shows possible.
ASU's one and only student-run radio station, Blaze Radio, provides students with opportunities to cover a variety of topics. From music,
this is Sun City Garage,
to sports coverage,
against the Brewers in his last outing, he went
to news.
The bill also gives parents the ability to see,
and entertainment updates. Blaze Radio offers a fun environment to gain valuable broadcast experience. To find out more, visit blazeradioonline.com.
Welcome to the Cronkite Sports Report. I'm Reese Andrews. Well, they did it the hard way, but the Arizona Diamondbacks pulled out the victory in Game 1 of their playoff series against the Brewers. Down 3-0, the D-backs scored 6 unanswered runs and staged the biggest postseason comeback in franchise history. The young bats came alive, but defense was also a key on this one. Evan Longoria had the heroics in the 5th inning, robbing the Brewers of a bases-loaded opportunity. This brilliant double play to end the inning. Afterwards, Longoria said playoff games always come down to those key moments, and right now the Snakes are focused on getting the job done in Milwaukee.
I can promise you, from my view, and I'm pretty sure Tommy feels the same, nobody's thinking about that last series against Houston. Nobody's thinking about, the bad stretch we had in August. Everybody's focused on what they can do and how they can prepare themselves to help us win, one game at a time here in the postseason.
Big weekend for Sun Devil sports, starting Friday with men's hockey. A sold-out crowd is set to watch the puck drop for a classic rivalry matchup. The Arizona Wildcats are coming to town for an exhibition game to kick off the Sun Devil season. The last time these two teams faced off was during the 2015-2016 season, which ended in an 8-1 Sun Devil victory. Game starts on 7 on Friday at Mullet Arena. And Saturday afternoon, Sun Devil football welcomes Deion Sanders and his Colorado Buffaloes, the most talked about team in college football. Coach Prime says he has the utmost respect for ASU coach Kenny Dillingham and says he once tried to hire him.
I know his climb, and I know what kind of man he is, and he is great for their program. He's great for college football. He is a tremendous mind, offensively, tremendous mind, but he's going to be a great head coach, man. So I have the utmost respect and love and admiration for him, because we were going to work together at one point.
For Dillingham's part, he says he once tried to recruit Shedeur Sanders and has taken notice of the changes up in Boulder. One of the biggest things Dillingham has seen out of the Buffs is the effort they put into every play. It's something he preaches to his Sun Devil squad and says besides talent, it's a big reason why Deion is having success.
This team plays extremely hard. This team runs to the football on defense. This team sprints up to the football on offense with tempo. These wideouts sprint to block. So I think the effort that this team plays with, combined with the talent that they've brought in, are obviously the schemes are drastically different, but those schemes are a dime a dozen. It's the culture that's being created there is one that is, we're going to play competitive, we're going to finish every play, and we're going to play with a passion, and you can see it on the tape.
We'll get you ready for this big game as well. Cronkite News will have a special pregame segment during the newscast tomorrow night, and we have special guest in ASU tight end Jalen Conyers, who joined us. Here's a sneak peek.
I mean, I think the first step is obviously as a team, obviously just executing, doing what we're supposed to do. I mean, Colorado's a really good team. Offensively, they score a lot of points, and obviously we're going to have to kind of match that. Their defense is good. They play really, really hard, but they do have some spots that we think we could take advantage of. So.
Super Bowl 57 was a huge economic success for the Phoenix metropolitan area. But now the official numbers are in, and Cronkite News reporter Trey Matthews tells us it was record-breaking.
Super Bowl 57 was one of the biggest events to take place in Arizona this year. It was the 4th time that Arizona hosted the big game, and according to Cardinals owner Michael Bidwell, it surpassed all expectations.
Super Bowl 57 was the most successful Super Bowl in the history of Super Bowls. For Arizona, what it meant was record crowds, a record audience, nearly 2/3 of the United States population tuned in, over 200 million people. 60% of the country tuned in to watch part of Super Bowl 57.
Arizona saw a huge surge in tourism dollars that helped benefit hotels, restaurants, and businesses statewide. The new figures from Super Bowl 57 saw an economic impact 40% greater than the last time Arizona played host in 2015. Governor Katie Hobbs shared some of the financial milestones.
Super Bowl 57 generated nearly $730 million to the state GDP, and it also contributed nearly $500 million worth of income for Arizonans and created thousands of jobs.
With the amount of success that Super Bowl 57 brought to the Valley, you could best believe that Arizona is going to try to host the big event once more when that time comes. And the entire community and football fans should be excited because the Super Bowl will return to Arizona at some point. In Phoenix, Trey Matthews, Cronkite News.
The 61st U.S. Senior Women's Amateur Championship is taking place this week up in Scottsdale. The event is being held at the Troon Country Club. A total of 132 women golfers from the U.S. and 12 other countries ages 50 and older are competing in the event. This year's field features a total of 7 Arizona residents, and it's the first of 2 USGA championships to be held at Troon, the second being the U.S. Mid-Amateurs in 2025. And that is it for your Cronkite Sports Report. Remember to tune in tomorrow for our special ASU Colorado pregame segment right here on Cronkite News. Deanna and Alex, back to you.
Thank you, Reese. Coming up next, bear with us.
The contest taking the animal kingdom by storm is next.
This is CN to Go. I'm Emily Olson with your Wednesday news briefing.
Do you want to create innovative content for Cronkite News? Do you enjoy listening to podcasts? Then CN to Go is for you. Cronkite News to Go is a podcast where students cover the latest headlines. Students become audio producers and hosts and will learn how to write, record, and edit stories. You can listen to the latest episodes on these platforms.
Ain't no time for imitation, ain't no time for playing. I'm just gonna do me.
Know what I'm saying?
Try to steer the trouble.
Where's the fun in that? You know how ladies can be.
I'ma do what I do.
Stream the best of PBS on any device with the PBS Video app. All your favorite drama, history, science, news, and documentaries, all in one place. Watch your PBS station live or catch up on the shows you missed. Discover new favorites from PBS and locally produced shows from your station.
Sign in and start streaming today.
And that's the way it is. Monday, September.
Newscasting has changed a lot since the time of Walter Cronkite.
That's why here at the Walter Cronkite School of Journalism, you can learn the studio production skills of today in real time. Whether you want to work audio, direct, technical direct, design graphics, or you can even run the floor. It's all part of the Television Production and Graphics Lab here at the Walter Cronkite School of Journalism. We're going on in 3, 2...
It's that time of the year.
And no, we aren't talking about Halloween or the state fair.
It's Fat Bear Week.
Yes, you heard that correctly. Every year, the Katmai National Park and Reserve in Alaska celebrates its brown bears with a bracket contest. The park highlights bears and their weight-gaining skills in anticipation for the hibernation season.
The public can vote online for the bear they think deserves to be crowned the Fat Bear Week 2023 champion. Here are what some of the bears looked like during the summer compared to the past month.
This is bear 164. This first photo was taken in June, and this is him just about 2 weeks ago. Look at the size difference. He wants to be the berry best like no one ever was. This next bear's name is Holly, and she's a former Fat Bear champion. This is a picture of her in July, and this is her a week ago. Looking jolly, Holly.
Yeah, I mean, imagine putting on all that weight in just a couple of months. It definitely takes the term holiday weight to a whole new level. This year's winner will be decided next Tuesday.
That's it for Cronkite News. Thanks for joining us.
And to see top Arizona stories anytime, log on to cronkitenews.azpbs.org.